Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Urvashi Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Jagannath University, Jaipur. Continuing with our contribution of Hindi journalism in the freedom struggle, we'll now look at some of the prominent journalists who left a mark during pre-independence era. So let's begin. During the pre-independence era in India, there were several prominent Hindi journalists who played a significant role in shaping public opinion and advocating for independence of British rule. Here are few notable Hindi journalists from that time. More, we have discussed many journalists who have contributed to the pre-independence era in our earlier session, which talked about growth and development of Hindi journalism in India. The remaining ones are shared and discussed here. Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi. Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi was a renowned Hindi journalist and a freedom fighter. He founded Hindi newspaper Pratap in 1915, which became one of the prominent voice against the British colonialism. Vidyarthi expressed fearlessly and exposed injustice of the British government through his writings. He actively participated in the Indian independence movement. So, through his newspaper Pratap, he was able to expose the injustice of the British rule. He talked about the unjust behavior of the British government. He also talked about social evils, which were the main areas of the journalistic writing of that time. Rahul Sanskritiyanan. Rahul Sanskritiyanan was a polymath, travel writer, and journalist. He wrote extensively in Hindi. He was deeply involved in freedom struggle and he used his writing to inspire and educate masses. Sanskriti Anand's journalistic work focused on socio-political issues and cultural revivalism, contributed significantly to Hindi literature during the pre-independence era. So Rahul Sanskriti Anand was one of the Indian journalists or Hindi journalists who wrote about social political issues. He wrote about revival of the culture. He wrote about, say, he brought to light the positive of different cultures and he contributed immensely to the Hindi literature because of the cultural writing, because of the writings which were associated with the tales of the soil. So he was a writer who wrote about cultural revivalism. He wrote about socio-political issues, social issues being social evils which were highlighted through his writing, and politically he focused on mobilizing the masses against the British rule. Mahavir Prasad Dwivedi. Mahavir Prasad Dwivedi was a prolific Hindi writer, journalist, and an editor. He founded Hindi literary magazine Saraswati, which had set a benchmark for itself, and many Hindi journals copied the style of Saraswati. In 1903, it became a leading platform for promoting Hindi literature and social reform. So it worked towards Hindi literature. So Saraswati was one of the magazine which had writings, which had reviews, book reviews, plays, and it was about social reform movement that they wrote about. His writings addressed various topics which included nationalism, social equality, and the need for Hindi as a national language. So he was one of the person who promoted that Hindi should be the national language of the country. Krishna Prakash Bahadur. Krishna Prasad, Prasad Bah- Krishna Prakash Bahadur was a prominent Hindi journalist and freedom fighter. He played a vital role in Indian independence movement and worked as a journalist for various Hindi newspapers, including Hindustan Times and Pratap. Bahadur's articles and editorials galvanized public support for independence, and exposed British atrocities in India. So we have seen that the influential Hindi journalists have contributed to a great deal towards the freedom struggle, social reforms, and they changed the journalistic landscape during pre-independence era in India. Their work and dedication continue to inspire generations of journalists, and it also led to the development of journalistic writing as we see it today. It led to the development of Hindi journalism, which was early done in different dialects of Hindi. So, with the contribution, the landscape of Hindi journalism expanded over a period of time. Thank you.